Covert narcissism. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, you can have the malignant, you can have the grandiose, you can have the vulnerable, the somatic, the cerebral, the compassionate, the communal. And they are all capable of acting in overt ways, the more obvious ways, even though when we don't know what we're getting into, we can't necessarily recognize it because we're naive to the behavior, because we don't have the knowledge about the behavior. And even when we do have the knowledge, there are also those narcissistic individuals that will resort to using covert methods, which is a little bit more underhand and a little bit harder to spot. And it does tend to be more the vulnerable narcissist, or when the grandiose is playing the victim in order to get away with their behavior. When it comes to covert narcissism, you'll often notice that these people tend to be some of the sweetest, the nicest, the kindest, the funniest people, the most friendliest and helpful people you could ever meet. Therefore, the covert methods are usually used more by the compassionate narcissist who pretends to care so much about a situation or a problem. And they, no matter what anyone else is going through, they manage to revert the topic of conversation back onto what they think is the issue, even though it's unrelated to the topic at hand, to another person's cause. Their cause is more important than anybody else's, and everyone should be solely focused on theirs and no one else's. And if you call them out, no matter how you call them out there, well, you don't care about this. They make you look like the bad person. And the communal that is so community orientated, that is so nice as pie to everyone outside the family home, who can't do enough for other people because they're too busy impressing strangers, while they completely outright ignore their entire family. When it comes to covert narcissism, they are extremely two-faced. Those who are close to them are those who recognise and see this. So they'll be really nice to somebody in public, they'll be really helpful and supportive, and then as soon as they're home and behind closed doors, they're talking badly of that person, they're pulling that person to pieces. You can actually see they don't actually care, yet to that person's face, it looks like they care. They are very good at flattering other people in a manner where they're looking to fish for those compliments for themselves. They will happily play down everything that they do in order to get that recognition and that praise and that admiration. Now, there are people who have often been raised by narcissistic individuals that just don't like compliments. With a covert narcissist, they are fishing for those compliments. They're saying no, but they're really thinking, yes, give me more, give me more. They are some of the sorest losers you could ever meet. They tend to have that passive aggressive behaviour of the silent treatments and the sulks when things don't go their way. And because they seem so sweet and helpful and kind when they are sulking, you can't help but feel sorry for them, feel bad for them, want to help them. And with them being a sore loser, you will often notice these kinds of narcissistic individuals will more than happily praise people in public, in front of an audience, where it's going to make them look good. And then behind closed doors, to one or two specific people, they will insult those people, they will mock them, they will criticise them, which is why it's very hard to recognise a covert narcissist for who they are, because they tend to have just one or two people who they are themselves around. Everybody else, they're playing so nice and so kind and so generous. They cannot do enough for other people to their faces. It's behind closed doors when they're pulling those people to shreds. They use that implied deception. So instead of outright lying or exaggerating about something, they'll just imply that they know someone, imply that they've been somewhere, imply that they have something. And they will lead you to jump to the wrong conclusion, make the wrong assumption. And then they will fail to correct you. And if you speak to them about this and you make the wrong assumption, you notice they have that sort of quiet smugness to them as they fail to agree or disagree with you and lead you to believe the wrong thing. And then later down the line, if you find out the truth and try to call them out on it, they just turn around and claim, I never said that, which is a form of gaslighting. However, because they never actually said that, they just implied that and then didn't correct you, you're the one that ends up questioning yourself and not them. And more often than not, it will be something that you kind of feel compelled to call them out in public, in front of others. You feel like you've got enough evidence to call them out on this thing. They said they had something and they have not. So you can go and call them out in front of everybody, and you go and try and show them up for who they really are. And because they're all sweetness and light in front of everybody else, and they're only trying to help and support us, and you call them out and they stand there and say, I never said that, you're the one that then is scapegoated by them. Only they don't directly smear your name. They turn around and say, oh, well, we need to be a bit kinder to us. And they've had a difficult time recently. I think they've got a few issues. So they then look to those around them like they care about you when they're planting those seeds of doubt within those around you. They have that weaponized incompetence. So they will more than happily encourage you to do your hobbies. You go to the gym. You go to the horses. You go to the football. You go to the concert. You go to the theatre. They love encouraging you to go and do these things. Yet they turn the home into a disaster. So when you come home, nothing's been done and you're more stressed than when you started. And then they just claim, well, you do it better than me. I always get it wrong. They will purposefully do things wrong so that you don't ask them to do it again. They are purposefully forgetful. They will promise you and those around you the world, and then they will forget. And then they will continually excuse and justify their behaviour in a way that makes you feel sorry for them. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to go here and I had to do this and then I needed to do that and I just completely forgot. And as this can happen, as people can have a lot on their plate and forget, you continue to forgive them, not recognising that it's a pattern of behaviour with them. They don't say, oh, I'm sorry, let me make it up to you, and then make it up to you. Oh, I've had a lot on my plate. And then they forget all about it. They have that dry begging where they're not going to directly ask you for something. They don't want to lower themselves to that level. They'll just drop subtle hints. Oh, I wish I could go there, but I can't really afford it. Oh, so you're going there with them, but you're not taking me. Oh, be nice to have a new TV. You've just had that bonus, haven't you? So you go and purchase something for them or do something for them, and they will throw it in your face. And when you turn round and potentially throw it back in their face, they turn around and claim, I never asked you to. But technically they didn't ever ask you to. So you're the one that's left feeling confused. They've ruined special occasions, yet they manage to do it in a manner where they can turn around and claim, I was only trying to help. I didn't mean to. Oh, I'm sorry, LA, I got stuck in a bit of traffic. They make it all about them. And as people can get stuck in traffic that are not narcissistic, it's easy to swallow their lies. They play the martyr. They're the most self-sacrificing person that you could ever meet, which helps with their forgetful behaviour. They play the martyr of how much they do for others, yet how hard done to they are. They will tell those strangers that they are impressing just how much they do for their family, yet imply that their family have no respect for them to gain the sympathetic attention and the admiration. And they will avoid answering some of the most simplest of questions, such as where are we going this evening? Because they just enjoy causing that frustration. They enjoy knowing something you don't know. They enjoy having one over on you. They feel entitled to do as they please and don't believe they should have to answer to you. And by not answering that simple question, it can lead to those feelings of resentment and frustration within you, which can lead to an outburst from you, to which they can play the victim and make out that you're the one that causes all the problems in the relationship. When it comes to covert narcissism, they are going to act oh so innocent, to the point where it's very difficult to call them out because people only see the sweet side of them. People don't see that toxic side that's very envious of others, that tears everyone else down. Anyone with any signs you noticed of covert narcissism, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for more information in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several books out on Amazon: A Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, 15 rules to deal with narcissistic people if you cannot go no contact. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.